Hello everybody, I'm Kat and today I'm going to be showing you my June wrap-up and July TBR. I have an announcement to make. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel, which is huge, and I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel for a year now. So in honor of the 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. So please ask some questions for me in the comments below and I will answer them, and you will see a Q&A video sometime in the next week. Now onto the wrap-up. The very first book that I read in June was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This book takes place during World War II and it's from Death's point of view, and that's all I really want to tell you. It's a well-loved and well-acclaimed book, and I was not a huge fan of it. Now, I did read this book for school, and maybe that has affected my opinion on it because you don't always enjoy books you read for school, but I really did not like this book, and it's just like one of those books that is so overhyped. I mean, to me, there was no plot at all, and I wasn't a huge fan of the characters either. I didn't fall in love with them. The major issue I had with this book was there was literally no plot, and we were just following these characters around during World War II, and that bugged me so much. It was a character-driven plot, and while I do enjoy some character-driven plots, I did not enjoy this one. Now, this could change in the future. Maybe if I reread this book 5 to 10 years from now, my opinion could change, and it could be one of my favorite books of all time. I don't know if an age difference would change my opinion on it, or if the fact that I read it for school made a difference, but I just did not enjoy it, and I only gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read in June was Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This book was fantastic. It blew me away. I did not cry reading it. I'm not much of a book crier. I very rarely cry in books. It was, oh my god, it was fantastic. This is a sequel in the Dark Artifices series, so obviously I'm not going to tell you what it's about because it's the second book. The one issue I had with this book was it moved very slowly, especially the first half. I don't know about you if you read this book. It took me like 3 to 4 weeks just to read it. I was reading it very slowly and I was really taking my time with it, but part of the reason that I was reading it so slowly was because the book was moving very slowly to me. And I was gonna give it like a 4 stars, and then there were moments where I was like 4.5 stars, but then I read that last chapter, and for those of you who have read this book, you know what I'm talking about. That last chapter blew me away, and I gave this book 5 stars. It bumped up that 0.5 stars just for that last chapter. And finally, the very last book I read in June was The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. This book follows a 17-year-old girl named Molly who crushes hard and crushes often. She has had 26 crushes in her lifetime, and her twin sister Cassie always tells her to man up and tell the boy that she has feelings for him, but Molly always chickens out. But then Cassie gets a new girlfriend, and Cassie is totally lovesick. But along with this new girlfriend comes a sidekick that it could be the perfect crush-worthy material for Molly. And he could even be something more than that. He could be her first boyfriend and her first kiss. Molly just has to win him over. But then there's also Molly's new coworker, Reed, who is this huge Tolkien nerd. And Molly normally wouldn't find herself having a crush on a guy like Reed. I'm so sorry if that synopsis sounded so confusing, but this book does sound like a love triangle, and it kind of is, but not really. It's like the least love triangle you'll ever read if you pick up this book. But I really loved this book. I don't love it any more than I love Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, because that book is like my favorite book of the year. But this is pretty good. I really liked the characters. They totally grew on me throughout reading this book. I really loved Reed. He was just super cool. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Now on to my July TBR. Booktubeathon is in July, and I don't know the challenges yet, but just so you know, you will be seeing a Booktubeathon TBR coming up sometime later in the month. But these 2 books I'd like to read beforehand. The first book I have here is No Good Deed by Goldie Moldavsky. This book is about a teen boy named Gregor who gets invited to go to this summer camp called Camp Save the World for teen activists. At this camp, they hold a contest to see which teen can do the most good, but in the end it shows which teen does the most bad. I actually already started reading this book, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And the second book that I would love to get to in July is Alex and Eliza by Melissa de la Cruz. This book is a YA novel about Alexander Hamilton and Elizabeth Schuyler's romance. I am seeing Hamilton later in July. I think it would be so fun to read this book and then, you know, see the show and just Hamilton. that is it for my TBR. Like I said, I do plan on reading for Booktubeathon. You will see a TBR for that later in the month. Let me know down below some of the books that you read in June and some of the books you plan to read in July, because I would love to know. Remember to ask me some questions in the comments below for that Q&A. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos every Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!